right, welcome back. We're on a home stretch, guys. All we got left is our helmet. So how we're going to start is a 0 to 3 month, which is what we're doing, is a 4mm hook. If you wanted to do the 3 to 6 month helmet, then we're going to do that in a 5mm hook. So we're going to go ahead and start with a magic ring. Chain 1 to lock it. Okay, and then we're going to do 8 double crochets in the magic ring. Seven and 8. Okay, go ahead and bring our magic ring together, and let's slip stitch to the first double crochet. All right, chain 2. So now what we're going to do is we're going to increase. So if anybody ever has made a hat or actually anything round, we have to increase as we go. Increase evenly around. So we're going to change these 8 stitches into 16. And the way we're going to do that is we're going to start with a front post double crochet. So we're going to come in through the front and create our double crochet. Now, typically we would be skipping this top post up here where we would normally crochet into. We would be skipping that if we were doing a front post. We were doing a stitch as a front post, because this stitch here is this stitch. Because we want to increase, we're going to do both. We're going to use both. So right now we're going to go from our double crochets are always going to be, front posts are going to be double. Half double crochets are going to be into a regular stitch, which should make sense because we need that little bit of extra height to stretch, right? Yes. Okay, so now we'll go into the actual stitch here, that one, and do a half double crochet. Now, this is the post to that stitch we just did. We want to go ahead and do a front post double crochet in that stitch. I know this sounds a lot. It's actually quite easy once you guys get the hang of it. I promise, I promise, I promise. So back into the top with a half. Same stitch right here, the front post, a front post double. So every stitch, all 8 stitches should have a front post and also one in the top of it, which is going to sit back here into the back. Okay, and that's how we're going to get around doing this. Remember, the back is a half, the front is a double. And a double. And a half and a double. And a half. Okay. And let's see what we got here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 15. And right on top there is 16. And slip stitch to the front post double crochet. All right. I know you guys could do it. So now like anything, we're going to keep growing and keep growing. So in reality, we do actually have a stitch back here that we added in, right? Because we did a front post and a stitch on top of the post. So now what we're going to do is we're going to do a front post double crochet, 2 half double crochets, front post. See where we're going with this, guys? So front post double, back here, don't miss it. It's back right back in there. Half, half, front post. Half, half, front post. You guys are getting the hang of it, aren't you? Gosh, I hope so. Half, half, and front post. Remember that front post is a double crochet. And in the back, when we're going actually through the top of this stitch, like we normally would, those are going to be halves. Half to the back, a double to the front. You guys will get the hang of this, and pretty soon you guys are going to just be whipping this out without any problems whatsoever. And we should always end on 2 halves because we started with a double, right? So there are 2 right here that we need to go into. 1 and 2. There we are, very nice. And then we're going to slip stitch to the top of the front post. We're going to chain 2, and we're going to work this again. Okay, so I'm going to leave you guys to be on your own here for a little bit. I want you guys to do another 3 rounds until the half double crochets in the back are 5. Right now there's 2, so then this next round will be 3, then 4, then 5, leaving our front posts all the same. And then I'm going to meet you guys back here once you guys have that. Okay, so your total of stitches right now is 24. Then you're going to go to 32 on the 3 stitches in the back, 40 on the 4 stitches in the back, and 48 when there's 5 stitches in the back. And I will meet you guys back when you guys are done with that. Okay, good luck. Take your time. As soon as you guys get it, I promise it's actually really fun to do. And remember, the front post is a double crochet. What you're doing back here is a half double crochet. Okay, good luck, guys. Okay, guys, how are we looking? I hope we're looking like this. This is how we should be looking. Very nice. Okay, so we are as big as we need to go. So we are now going to start skipping stitches. So this is going to toggle back and forth. So what I'm going to try to do is, if you guys, always, I hope you have a piece of paper and a pen. Always, when you sit down, have a piece of paper and pen. That way you can jot stuff down and work ahead without being too confused or having to keep rewinding a tape. So, or the video, a tape. I hope that didn't make my age too apparent. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and do our front post, double crochet, and then we're going to skip the next stitch. So we're not going to go into this one here. And then we're going to do 5 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then front post double crochet. Okay, so What we're going to end up doing is swapping back and forth between skipping the first stitch before our cluster of half double crochets or skipping the last stitch of the cluster of double crochets. So we're going to do a round. I'm going to try to explain this, and hopefully everything is going to be copacetic. We're going to do 2 rounds. This is the one we're on, is 1 of skipping in the beginning of the cluster. 2 in the beginning. Then we're going to do 1 at the end, 2 rows at the beginning, a row at the end, and a row at the beginning. Okay? I'm hoping you guys are understanding this. It's just, there's no use in you guys watching me do the same thing over and over, so I'm trying really hard to explain it so you guys can move forward. So we're going to go over this one more time. This round, we're skipping the stitch in the beginning of the cluster. So we will still have a half double crochet on top of our front post double crochet. Then the other rounds, we're going to be skipping this stitch that's over the top of the cluster. Okay, so let's do this again. You guys can jot this down. So first round, we got front, skip. The second one, we're skipping the front. The third round, we're skipping the last. Fourth and fifth, we're skipping the front. Sixth, we're skipping the last. And seventh, we're skipping the front. Okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to go around and I will jump back in each round when we start, so that we're all on the same track, in case it was confusing when you guys were trying to write that down. Like I said, I'm just trying to save you guys time from watching me crochet when you're doing the same thing. And then you're stumbling because you mess up and someone's ahead of you, or you're behind, they're behind, you're ahead, whatever that may be. So, all right, so here we are. We're going to skip the front, this very first stitch in our cluster, and we're going to do 5 half double crochets. Front post double crochet, skip this first stitch here, and 5 half double crochets. And I will meet you on the beginning of the next row. And 5, this one is on top of the front post, and here's the front post. All right, I'll meet you guys in the beginning of the next round. Okay, we're back on our next round. We're going to start with chain 2. We're going to start with our front post double crochet, 5 half double crochets. We're going to go, oh, nope, I'm sorry. Don't listen to me. We're doing one more round of skipping this very first half double crochet. So 5, all this stitch counts the same. We are now beginning to create the depth, and 1 on the top of the half double crochet, on top of the front post double crochet, and then we're going to do the front post double crochet. Now, the reason why we're swapping back and forth here is because if you've ever done these before, these front posts will have a tendency to start curling on you, which makes a really cool design if you're creating a beanie. But when we're trying to make something solid like this fireman hat or construction hat, we want them to come straight down. So by toggling back and forth and throwing that that stitch that we're skipping, then what it does is it keeps it straighter, much straighter. Okay, skipping the first and 5 half double crochets. The 5th one will be on top of your front post, and I will meet you at the beginning of the next round. Okay, we made it around. Now we're doing the change up. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and begin with our front post, double crochet, and then we're going to go directly into this next stitch for our 5 half double crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And now we're skipping the stitch that is directly over the front post. So we have our 5. Now we're just going to go ahead and do our front post double crochet. And again, you need to go right into this stitch. We are now skipping the one that is on top of the front post double crochet. And here we go. 2, 3, 4, and 5. And see that one up there is still open, so we're all on the right track here. And then a front post. Okay, I'll meet you guys back at the beginning. You guys should start have them getting a little bit of shape too. Okay, we did it. We're back around at our chain 2. Okay, now we are back to skipping the first stitch. So we're going to go ahead and do our front post double crochet, skip that stitch, and do our 5. We are now going to be putting a half double crochet on top of the front post double crochet. I want you to do this exact one 2 rows, okay? And I will meet you back after 2 rows of skipping the first stitch after the half double crochet with 5, the front post double crochet, always having 5 in between. Do you see how we're making a nice little cup here? And our lines are staying straight, our front post, so that's why we have to do this. Okay, so we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, and see, here we are, 5. Okay, 2 rounds of this, and I will meet you guys back here. Okay, here we are again. We finished those 2 rows. And now we are back to skipping the last of the cluster. So this is the one we will be skipping. So half double crochet right in the next stitch. And 5, and there will not be a stitch on top of the front post double crochet. That's the one we're skipping. All right, see you guys back around. Okay, guys, we are on our last round before we start working on our bill or our brim. Okay, so now, again, we're doing the opposite. So we're going to do a front post. And we're going to skip the first stitch. We will be doing a half double crochet now on top of the front post double crochet. So we got skip 1, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's our 5th one right on top, and our front post. You guys already done this. You know what you're doing. Okay, I'll meet you guys back around and we can work on our brim. Okay, I hope you guys are ready. This is going to be a struggle doing this brim. It's not easy breezy, that is for sure. So we're going to just get through this thing together. All right, guys, we are, I'm telling you, this brim on this hat was giving me a whole heck of a mess. So I had to fix it, rewrite the pattern. So things are going to be different if you guys picked up the pattern, just so you know, and I needed to get it right. So the first thing that we're going to make sure that we do this entire round is we're going to do front loop only on the entire round. If you guys have a piece of paper and pen, which you always should, when you guys are watching a video, it might be better for you to write down the stitches and then go back and do the stitches, because that front loop only is very hard to remember. And then if you catch yourself and you go back, then you may have to rewind the video. I'm just trying to make it easier for you guys because this hasn't been easy at all trying to decipher this pattern to begin with. So we're going to go ahead and slip stitch only. Let's just do in the front loop only and go ahead and chain one. Now, an increase, everybody should know an increase is 2 stitches in the same spot. Okay, so the increases in this round are only going to be single crochet increases. So we slip stitch to the front loop only, we chained 1. In the same stitch, let's do an increase. And then we want to do 5 single crochets. An increase, front loop only, 5 single crochets. An increase, and 5 single crochets. Okay, in this next stitch, we are going to put a front loop only. We're going to put a half double crochet. We're going to chain 1 and then a double crochet. The next stitch is a double crochet, front loop only, guys, and a half double crochet in the next stitch. We're going to single crochet 7, front loop only, and 7. Give you guys a second here. Okay, then a half double crochet, front loop only. I know it's going to be irritating saying that, but hopefully it'll help you from pulling it out. Then a double crochet. And then the next stitch, we're going to do a double crochet, chain 1, half double crochet. We're going to single crochet, front loop only, in the next 5 stitches. We're going to increase 5 stitches. Increase, front loop only, and 5 single crochets. Okay, whew. Now we're going to go ahead and slip stitch through both loops. We're done with the front loop only, that's over. So go ahead and slip stitch to that first single crochet and chain 1. Okay, in that same space, we're going to do an increase, a single crochet increase. We are going to single crochet in the next 6 stitches. This is both loops, guys. We're going to increase, single crochet in the next 6. Increase, we are going to single crochet 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we want to do a half double crochet, a double crochet into the next 3. So that's 1, 2. Now number 3 is going to be right up here. That is the actual chain that we did. So put your third one in the chain like that. Then go ahead and put one in the chain space. Then in the double crochet right here, so this is the chain space, in this stitch here, we're going to do a double crochet, a chain 1, and another double crochet. And then from here, we're going to do 11 double crochets. And 11. All right. I'm going to try to get this straight for you guys the best I can here. Okay, so we have 11 double crochets. In the top of the double crochet, we're going to do a double crochet, chain 1, double crochet. Okay, then we're going to do a double crochet in the top of the chain, a double crochet in the hole, the chain space itself, and a double crochet on top of that half double crochet. And then we're going to, and one more double crochet. Woo! All right, let's do a half double crochet. Six single crochets. Nope, I'm so sorry. 3 single crochets. An increase. Hold on, guys. Hold on. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. Now we're going to do 4 single crochets. So we came down with our half double crochet. 1, 2, 3, and 4. We should actually be on top of the first increase, the stitch that's on the first increase. And then we're going to increase. Now we're going to do 6 single crochets. Again, we should be on top of the increase from the row below. We'll go do another increase on that. And then we will finish off with our last stitches of 4 single crochets. All right. Oh my gosh, we did it. I can't believe it. And we're going to slip stitch. Okay. Whoa, we did it. Look. Oh my gosh. You guys do not understand how hard this pattern was for me to figure out because I had to change the counts on it. So if you guys do have the pattern, hopefully you guys can rewind this and jot that down in case you guys want to make this again. Now we're going to go ahead and chain 1. And what we're going to do is we're just going to single crochet all the way around. In these 2 chain spaces that we have up here, in here we're going to go ahead and do a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. So go back down in and single crochet in the same spot. And we're just going to keep going around here. This should be the easy part. Man, I'm telling you, you get a whole new respect for people who do these videos, because every time I get going, I want to make it easy for you guys. I want it to, the project to come out. And a lot of times you have to make changes. You just have to say that's, you know, that's not right. So there's a typo there or something got messed up. And then you're trying to figure out, I am no pattern writer. I'm going to tell you that. I just don't think that way. So then it just takes a long time of figuring out what needs to go where to make sure things are even and that you're doing everything. So it turns out looking all right. So I actually crocheted this bill. Like this is my 5th time, maybe 6th, trying to figure it out because I couldn't get the counts right from what they wanted from me. So right up here is our chain 1 space. So we're almost there. One more. There's the chain 1 space there. So we're going to do a single crochet, chain 1, single crochet. Now don't forget that this is a stitch right here. Okay, I hope you guys can see that. So make sure you get in there and get that as well. All right, so I am going to let you guys, since we hit that chain 1 space, let you guys go for a minute, and then we'll go ahead and make the seal or the emblem that goes on the front of the hat when we get back. Okay, good luck, and thanks for your patience with me on this bill. All right, peoples, that was exhausting, but we have a really cool looking fireman hat here. I'm telling you, I'm pretty happy with it. So now we're going to make that emblem that goes on the front here. So if you're doing the 0 to 3 months like me, you're going to use a 4.5 millimeter hook. The 3 to 6 month, you want to use a 5.5 millimeter hook. I am going to do this in black. So I know it's going to be hard for you guys to see, but it's not super hard to do or anything like that. So we're going to go ahead and just get started this way. And that way I don't have to make 2 emblems. If it gets too crazy, I'll change colors and we'll start again and you won't even know this happened. Okay, chain 13. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 13. Second chain from the hook, we're going to single crochet down and across for 12 stitches. Okay. So we are now going to do 3 more rows just like that of 12 stitches. So chain 1 and turn. So we're going to do 3 more rows and I'll meet you back here at the end of the 3rd row. Okay, I am back. I have finished my 3rd row. So I should actually have a total of 4 rows in the chain because we did the one before I did that. Okay, so this next one, we're going to go ahead and single crochet 2 together. And then single crochet 8 stitches. We should have 2 left, and we're going to go ahead and crochet those 2, single crochet together, or single crochet decrease. Chain 1 and turn. We're going to single crochet in the first 4 stitches. In this next stitch, we're going to do a half double crochet and a double crochet, both in the stitch, within that same stitch. Okay, so from here, we're going to chain 2, and then we're going to slip stitch at the bottom in the second chain. So slip stitch. Now in this next stitch, we're going to do a double crochet. This is our point we're making. And a half double crochet. And then we should single crochet in the last 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So can we see that? You can at least see the shape of it. I know it's black. Now what we're going to do is go ahead and we're going to single crochet all the way around. We're going to go ahead and put 3 single crochets in the corner. So we can go ahead and chain 1. And if you like, whichever side you like, you can go down or go up. I think actually I'm just going to stay where I am, because this side looks better for me. You guys can't tell on mine because I know you guys can't see it. So we're going to go ahead and do down this side here. That's 1 down the side, 2, 3, 4, and 1 in the corner. Whoops, 4. Let's do 5. We don't want that to bunch up. And then down on the chain space down here. We just want to make this as sharp as possible. That's 2 stitches. That's 3 stitches. You guys probably know how to do this anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just get this wrapped up, and I'll come back and work on the putting everything together. Okay. Okay. Well, I got my emblem done, and I went ahead and did my I love so much glue. And I pinned it. We're just going to let that dry for a little bit and pop this bad boy back out. And we have a really cool looking fireman hat. And our boots and our pants that are Velcro. They're adjustable. So they can fit different sizes. And we are excited and happy. And I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I know that that brim of that hat was kind of giving us a hard time, but I think we made it together and got through it. So again, thank you for joining me so much. Please check out some of my other videos. And like always, please like, share, and subscribe. Thanks again. Bye-bye.